Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm my humble self, Saturday the young teacher, and today I'll be lecturing you on the subject biology under the topic domains. Now, what are domains? Now, follow me as I write. Domains are organisms whose members have a common cell type, genetic makeup, and cellular organization. Yeah, let's take it one more time. Domains are organisms whose members have a common cell type, genetic makeup, and cellular organization. Now, the term domains is broadly divided into two types, namely the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. The prokaryotes are those organisms that lack a membrane-bound nucleus, while the eukaryotes are those organisms that possess or have a membrane-bound nucleus. The prokaryotes are separately placed in the kingdom Monera, while the eukaryotes are separately placed in the kingdom fungi, protista, animalia, and plantae. Now, following up with these five kingdoms as well as two domain system that we have, an experiment which obstructed and diverted this concurrent happened, which held in the year 1983. Now, following up with this experiment carried and held in the year 1983, the scientists took a sample from a spot deep in the Pacific Ocean where hot gases, molten rocks are buoyed from the Earth's interior. Now they discovered something. They discovered a unicellular organism, that's a single-celled organisms, which today they are presently placed in the kingdom Archaebacteria. Now, following up with this, they now discovered that the five kingdom system as well as the two domain system can no longer hold, and as thus it now had a fundamental problem. Now today, presently, we now have three domain system instead of the two, and then six kingdoms, namely the Archaebacteria and Eubacteria, which are the Monera, which are under kingdom Monera, but they are now being split into two because they discovered that prokaryotes, now some prokaryotes differ from each other as they differ much in the eukaryotes. So the Monera was now split into two due to the differences in some prokaryotes in the kingdom Monera. They now divided the Monera into two. That's under divided it to kingdom Archaebacteria and kingdom Eubacteria. The kingdom Archaebacteria, which is also called the Escherichia bacteria, while the kingdom Eubacteria, known as the true bacteria. Are you with me? Now we now have six kingdoms, which is kingdom Archaebacteria, kingdom Eubacteria, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia. Six kingdoms. Why in the domain system instead of two, the prokaryotes, due to their differences between one another as they differ also in eukaryotes, they were now divided into two, namely the archaea and the bacteria itself, while the eukaryotes was now classified into eukarya. Are you with me? Now follow up as I put a narration on what I just said on the types of these domains. Now the domains, we have two types, prokaryotes, like I said, and eukaryotes. Don't forget that the prokaryotes are those that lack a membrane bound nucleus, while eukaryotes are those that possess or have a membrane bound nucleus. Under these eukaryotes is divided into archaea and the bacteria. While eukaryotes was placed under eukaryote. Under eukaryotes, we have the eukaryote, which is same as the eukaryote, those that possess eukaryotes, membrane bound nucleus. Now, following up with this, based on the experiment held in such year 1983, a man called Kawus developed this three-domain system. Instead of two-domain systems, we now have three-domain systems, which are namely archaea, bacteria, and eukarya. Now, let's explain these three bacteria. Now, note clearly that the man, if they say ask a question, who developed the three-domain system, the answer is what? Kawus. Kawus. Now, let me write it. Kawus developed the three-domain system. Based primarily on their difference in ribosomal RNA structure. Now, this man developed the three-domain system, and not only that, he developed this three-domain system, he also classified them and grouped them based on their primary difference in their ribosomal RNA structure. I might be wondering what you mean by ribosomal RNA. A ribosomal RNA is a molecular building block for ribosomes. Now, we're not going to be diving into that so that we can make a clear formation. We are still going to look at that in our subsequent lecture that we'll be having on this very channel. Like I said earlier, do ensure that you what? Subscribe, like, as well as follow for more. Are you with me? Now, back to what we are saying. Now, we said that this marker was developed the three-domain system based primarily on their difference in ribosomal RNA structure. And they are as follows. Number one is the domain archaea. That's this one. 2, domain bacteria. And 3, domain eukarya. Now, calm down. Let us do what we know best to do. Now, what is this domain archaea? This domain archaea contains the kingdom Archaebacteria. And this archaea, what are the Archaebacteria? The kingdom Archaebacteria. They are the ancient bacteria and whose organisms live in an extreme environment. Examples of these domain archaeas, we have the extremophiles, we have the halophiles, and we also have the thermophiles. Now, before I also explain the examples or give you the examples of these thermophiles, halophiles, and as well as the thermophiles, it will be important and notably pertinent that you know more about the domain archaea. Not only that, they are prokaryotes and they contain the kingdom Archaebacteria, but they also possess a cell wall containing sodium urine. Sodium urine is a rigid polymer. Are you with me? Sodium urine is a rigid polymer that gives the arches its shape and protection. Are you with me? So that's for domain archaea. Now, examples of domain archaea, like I said, extremophiles. Examples of extremophiles is the Deinococcus, radiodonans. While examples of the halophiles are the Halobacterium. While examples of the thermophiles is the Thermus aquaticus. So these are under domain archaea. Now the second one is domain bacteria. What is this domain bacteria? Domain bacteria, these are, and also before I also step forward, domain archaea, they are also organisms that live in an, they are those organisms that are anaerobic in nature. That means they live in presence of little or no oxygen. This domain archaea. Now let's move over. Second, domain bacteria. What is this domain bacteria? Domain bacteria, they contain the kingdom Eubacteria. That's the true bacteria. And these domain bacteria, they as the domain archaea possess sodium urine for its cell wall, the domain bacteria possess a peptidoglycan. A peptidoglycan is a polymer that gives the bacteria its structure and rigidity. Are you with me? And also, this domain bacteria can be anaerobic or aerobic in nature. Anaerobic, like I said, living in presence of little or no oxygen, while aerobic is living in presence of oxygen. They can live where oxygen is and where oxygen is not. And also, these domain bacteria they are also ubiquitous in nature. What we mean by ubiquitous is that they are found everywhere. They are found what? Everywhere. Examples of domain bacteria is the Streptococcus. Examples of Streptococcus, they are those that cause strep throat. And also we have Cyanobacterium. Cyanobacterium, which is an example of domain bacteria. Cyanobacterium, they are those photosynthetic bacteria. We also have E. coli. E. coli is also an example of domain bacteria. Now, number 3, domain eukarya. This domain eukarya contains eukaryotes, that's those organisms that have a membrane-bound nucleus. And examples of this domain eukarya, they include the kingdom fungi, kingdom protista, kingdom plantae, and kingdom animalia. Examples of kingdom protista is the Amoeba paramecium. Examples of the kingdom fungi is the yeast, the moss, the meadows, the smooths. That's it. The kingdom plantae, example of kingdom plantae is the plants, the flowering plants, mosses, ferns, woody and non-woody plants. Examples of animalias, kingdom animalias, is zebras as well as we human beings. We refer to as the higher animals. Are you with me? Thank you. We have come to the end of this lecture. Remember, at the end of this channel, we are able to discuss a notable history concerning domains, as well as what domains and the 3 domain systems are. Are you with me? Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and follow, as well as liking for more. Thank you. Remember, our post remains to read and think strategically, and to think strategically involves you thinking wise. And thinking wise involves you thinking smart. Thank you, and to see you in the next video. Bye.